Hey guys. Hey guys, how's it going? I think we still got we got 1 minute. Let me try to log on with the iPad so I can see your chats. I was trying to set it up inside. I was trying to set up outdoors and then I was running like crazy like just 10 minutes ago because my neighbors decided to blast their music. So I am just gonna have to, we're gonna just have to be doing it inside. Let's see here. Let me try to get on. How do I get to this live thing on the iPad here? Okay. So I'm just gonna have to try to make this work. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make this work. Hey Mark, how's it going? I'm glad you can make it to this this time also. Does this time work better for you? Welcome to the garden hangout, you guys. Hope to see some of your new faces as well as the ones I've been hanging out with you guys in the morning. Yeah, I guess that's like the advantage and disadvantages of doing at different times of the day when I want to really just be outside with you guys. It's apparently seems to get a lot tougher because like it feels a lot warmer out there, but then the neighbors are awake, so it's getting so noisy out there. The music stopped, and then I thought maybe it could work, but nope. The next song started playing, so yeah, we're just gonna have to do it inside. Probably need another light in here. Anyway, this is kind of like the spot that gets decent Wi-Fi, so I hope it's gonna be all right. Let's see here. How's the weather in Vegas? Hey, Sophia. Is that how you say your name, Sophia? Sophia. Caribbean, that's so cool. Sorry, you guys, I'm gonna try to put this over here so it doesn't look like I keep looking away from you guys. All right, yeah. Would this work better? Nope. Okay, this is all right here. So I got my seedlings. Welcome, Sophia. Caribbean. Oh my goodness, that is where I wish to be right now. Somewhere warm, somewhere in the tropics. It's actually quite warm outside today. It doesn't feel like it's like warm, like a warm day, but more like the heat from, I think there could be like a brush fire going on where, because we actually had a warning from like the dry high winds for the next few days. Hey Barry, hello. Good to see you guys on. I'm excited to see who's gonna show up. Florida Garden Cats, hi! South Florida enjoying the winter. Can't complain. I mean, it's actually we have like higher temperatures than normal for winter, I think, but the lows is actually lower than normal as well. So we have the more extremes this year. Yeah, but I think the warmer times is still kind of keeping some plants alive just because it's we have like warmer mornings. Thank you. I wish to do a garden tour soon again, and I think it would be fun if I would be able to actually take you guys on like through like a live garden tour as well. So yeah, a couple of things I kind of want to like share with you guys today, and then of course I'll be happy to. I love to see kind of questions you guys have and just kind of get to know more about you guys and any questions you have for me. I'd love to just, it's just like, I call it the garden hangout day. So this is what we're gonna be doing. So just a few updates about what's going on here since the last time we spoke is, let's see, besides these seedlings that I'm going to be updating you guys on, I'm really kind of excited that we put a new roof up. There's a roof installation that happened this week, and I actually have a flat roof here. So it's, my goodness, you guys, there's so much sun up there. Like the only thing that's a little concerning is that it is a, you have to the way to access it is through a fire escape ladder. The ladder is attached to the house, so it is very like sturdy. It's still, it doesn't move, things like that. But yeah, I guess it's just kind of getting up there is a bit of a concern for some people, my loved ones. But my gosh, you guys, the space is so bright. Like, I have a really great view up there. I used to go up there to see like fireworks because it's like a 360 view, and there's just so much sun. I'm just thinking of all these things I can grow up there. Uh, so oh, mulberry tree video. Thank you. Yeah, Sophia's yeah, I love that tree. We gave it a crazy pruning, by the way. We do that like a few times a year. That thing grows super fast. Um, yeah. So here are my options about the rooftop. Like, maybe I can grow some sun-loving, more drought-tolerant plants up there that doesn't require as much maintenance, so I don't have to tend to it like all the time like you would with, leafy greens and vegetables. So maybe things like more drought-tolerant, like Mediterranean stuff, my caper bush, maybe like roses. I was thinking of growing rose hips because I bought that plant like 2 years already, have no room to plant it, thought I would stick it out in the parkway, but maybe I can put that on the roof as well. Just things that doesn't require too much attention and water. I can put up, I can either run a hose up there, or actually more convenient would be like a solar irrigation so that I can just set up a bucket. It would draw water from there so you don't have to go there and like, do the regular watering. So what do you guys think about that, guys? I'm just really excited about getting, I don't know, moving some of the plants that I have no space for that I continually like hoard and purchase. Better not go up on that roof. I know. It's so tempting, guys. It's really, really tempting. That's why I was thinking maybe I should compromise and like not grow things like eggplants, I don't know, tomatoes, like stuff that requires so much work, but maybe, yeah, maybe stuff that can just hang out there for a while. But the other question I have about it is like, what do I do when I'm gone, Do I take that garden down? That's kind of crazy. Or I just have to be okay for them to like, I don't know, have to figure out the watering system up there. I don't know, guys. Like, I also have thought of getting a community plot, but it's actually quite difficult around here. They're always busy, or I can't get someone to answer the calls there. I don't even know where to go. Probably have to run down to City Hall to find if they have more information for me, because it is pretty much impossible to get a hold of someone. They're either never call you back, or someone tells me that they're full and they don't allow like irrigation. And then you ask them, do you have other recommendations? And it's like silence. So I am still going to expand on the parkway idea though, because there is a lot of sun there. It's definitely easier access, obviously. And I think it's a place that like the community, just the neighborhood, can also enjoy. So I'm still going to move forward with that idea for sure. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Rosemary would probably be exactly. See, like rosemary, that's a good call. Yeah, so I got rosemary, a couple roses, especially the rose that's grown for rose hips that's native to California. They are more drought tolerant. Did I mention capers? Like aloe vera, maybe. Oh, pineapples. I was thinking of pineapples. What do you guys think about that? Because they don't actually require that much water, and yeah, they're really easy. You just kind of give it water once in a while, and they just like a lot of sun, and they grow really well in containers, even just like a 5-gallon pot per pineapple or something. And of course, I wouldn't be growing the regular ones you can get at the stores. It would be like the sugar loaf that's known for like a low acidity. Obviously, anything you grow is going to taste way better than most things you can purchase at the grocery store, but just because I still can purchase them, I choose to grow things that are harder to get a hold of. That to me makes it more worthwhile in my small space. Yeah, aloe vera. So it sounds like some of you guys are like giving me a go on this, right? I just have to, obviously don't go up there when it's raining, when it's like, yeah, like bad weather days. And And here's the thing, guys. The roof is really flat, and there is like quite a lot of what do you call it? Like a border, like a fence around. So it's pretty safe. It's more about just the climbing up part and got to figure out how to like haul stuff up there, maybe like a rope, a latch or something. If you guys have any ideas, please leave it in the comments below. Whatever ideas you have for me, I'm really like excited about this. Except for Mark. I know. You guys love me, and so my family's like really kind of nervous about this, and that's why I thought I would compromise and maybe just like few. I need to not be crazy. Like I'm not growing a jungle up there. It's just gonna be, you know, like a few things, and the ones that I have no space for currently that are like just sort of existing in the garden, I can like give them a home. That's it. Nothing crazy. Yeah. And here's another thing is that I used to just go up there to hang out. Like I wasn't growing stuff up there, but like I would just go up there to see the fireworks. I would go up there if I wanted to just chill on like work, like with the laptop. So like, I I go up there once in a while anyway, right? Now getting this roof and then consulting them about it, and they said it was no problem to grow a garden up there. But I'm not growing a crazy garden. I'm not. I'm just gonna have like a few things so I can just, chill. Yeah. Ooh, it makes me nervous every time when someone says no, no go. Yeah. Should I get a rope? Should I get a belt for myself for getting up there? I don't know. I like climbing things, right? Like I like rock climbing, and obviously I won't climb crazy trees that are really tall. Like I have to really know my surroundings to do something like that. Yeah, pineapple. I'm really excited about the pineapple one, Sophia, because in my neighborhood, there's, some people like to take things. Like I have friends that live nearby, their entire fruit tree in the front would just be gone. Like not even one single fruit is left on their tree, and they grow multiple fruit trees in the front. So it's kind of like that kind of neighborhood. That's why I think pineapple is a good one to grow up there. Like aloe vera, I'm more okay of. Maybe I'll just put that in the parkway. Like I'll really eliminate growing on the roof unless I feel like I really have this need. And I think pineapple is one of them. Full sun, maybe just maybe wildlife are the only ones I would take take my fruits if I grow them up there. But yeah, nothing crazy. Good exercise climbing that. Yeah, exactly. I just have to be very mindful. Like every step, you just have to, like I put on gloves so they have really good, what do you call it, traction, and you have to make sure that every bar you like grab on fully with your fingers, your thumb, like, yeah. Definitely no crazy like every day go out there and tend to type of a garden. That I will save for the ground, for the patio in the front. Fork just walked by and take your folks. Oh, folks. Yeah, DLR 978 says, yeah, the folks just walk by and they do. They do. I know some people that would start putting like a fence around every time when the fruits are in season, and take it back down. Because obviously they've had bad experience as well. Even a friend of ours bought a house. They weren't living there for like the few months that were like, I guess all the documents, the paperwork was still like escrow and stuff were still in process. So the house was vacant for a few months, but the first thing they did was, the tip they tell you to plant your fruit trees first when you move in, because that stuff takes time to grow, right? So that's like the first step, and that's what they did. But a couple of their fruit trees got like dug up, and literally, guess what? Their neighbor is growing the exact same variety that was supposed to be more special. So it's like, what a coincidence. So yeah, there's a lot of kind people I run into. I feel very fortunate that way. But I I've also had encounters with thieves. So it's sad, because people like that make people like not want to share as much. Like sharing and trading is really nice. I love that system because I have like close friends around that we do that with each other. But when it comes to someone who is growing for everyone to enjoy, but this one person goes and like takes it all, it's insane, right? Yeah. And so I try to grow things that are not crazy, like that doesn't look like super valuable in the front. Like fruit obviously is a highly prized item. Leafy greens, so I try to grow things that look more like flowers, leafy greens, even though they could be like medicinal herbs, but they don't know that. You guys do though. But yeah, but actually they do. People really enjoy fruits. So if you have like big gourds and fruit stuff like that it's a risk. Uh, it's nice to see Giovanni. Hey Giovanni, I recognize your avatar. Good to see you on here. So I got some seedlings here in front. These are the ones I've been doing some experiment on because one of the brands I work with, because I love their, what do you call it, the worm castings. I use it all throughout the garden. So I thought it would be neat to kind of see how the seedlings would respond to them because I've never done an actual experiment with it. So yeah, so this is my starting, I know I'm kind of late and getting like cool weather crops, but it's like 85 degrees this morning. I was trying to like film a little video with like more misty morning, and then guess what? This morning we got 85 degrees outside. I'm actually feeling quite warm, which is unusual for me in the winter. Yeah, so it's still we have a lot of time for cool weather crops all the way till probably, depends on the weather, between like April, maybe sometime in April or something they finish, or if you want to let them keep going, depends on like microclimates maybe. But yeah, we still got a long way for these cool weather crops, so I'm gonna put these in, I think mainly in one of the green stock gardens, because this one little space I can put a lot. They're like a stackable, one of my favorite vertical systems actually, because each tier holds so much soil, so you really, like, there's a lot of space for roots to expand. Yeah, and I did move one of them to the front, so there's not a whole lot of sun in the front because it's like is it east or north facing? I don't know my directions. It's east facing garden, yeah. So there's not a whole lot of sun, especially in the winter, but at least it's brighter light and there's light like all around, because the planter now is more in the middle in the space rather than the old spot is like butting up right against the wall in the patio. So I'm really looking forward to adding more like leafy greens or maybe radishes or some things growing more there. Otherwise, where am I going to be putting all of these? There's like barely any direct light, direct sun in the winter in this the patio space. So let's see, I got a few of these. Let's see, so those seedlings are 100, no, they're not. I was doing, so I usually grow all my plants in pretty much the same type of potting soil. It's a really good potting soil by, what's it called? Fox Farm, Ocean Forest, yeah. So I use that to top off my beds, regular mature plants, even starting things from seed. I use that. Just once in a while I find like bigger chunks, I would just take those out if I'm growing like younger plants or like seedlings like these. And that one does contain worm castings in there already. So I don't need to add any more unless I want to add different types, just because there's different kinds, like, microbes and like micronutrients and like minerals and all sorts of things. So it's nice to add more, bring more variety to your soil life. And I have grown with, let's see, 50% worm castings with 50% cocoa coir, and the plants do very well. In fact, you know, like worm castings, it's actually more, we call it like more porous. I don't know if that's the right word, but the plant roots can actually breathe through that more so. It's not as solid as you think. So, and then it helps retain moisture. It's just that it gets very expensive if you want to grow that way, you know? But yeah, I have grown plants in a lot of worm casting and they grow fine. They grow really well. So the best way to do it is just to add maybe 10% of it, 10-15% of it in your mix, and then just kind of top it off and sprinkle it around and kind of top off like a first couple of inches when you want to do like a mid-season, you know, kind of replenish your plants. So when the seeds are like the plants are so young like this, I actually use more like a solution, like a liquid. And you just do, right now, like these ones here, the experiment, I got the one that gets only regular feeding, like of regular water. I was showing in the previous live, if you want to check those out, where I just started them from seed and they were all growing in bunches in the other smaller containers. So I thinned those out and I took only the largest plants, you know, out of those containers, and then I replanted them. So these are what you're seeing here. This side here only got watered, so they both used the same type of soil. It's the Ocean Forest, Fox Farm Ocean Forest. You can get that online, the soil, or hydroponic stores. It gets really expensive to ship. I think Home Depot does free shipping with that, but the potting mix is quite hefty on that website. But if you're interested, check out your local hydroponic stores. So that's what I use, same soil, just that this one's watered with just pure, like just filtered water. And then this one here is with the VermisTerra Vitality, which is a more concentrated, I'm losing my words here, worm casting solution. So the tea is already brewed. You don't need to brew it. Like sometimes I do like the boogie brewing, you know, like the compost tea where you actually have to put like a bubbler inside and like bubble it like for a day or two. I enjoy stuff like that, but there's only so much time in a day, you know? So I started to actually transition to using more of something like the Vitality and the worm casting liquids, just because it's still very beneficial. I see good results and I don't have to bubble it. Bubble is like a really fun thing for me to do, but it's difficult. It's hard for me to keep up with that on a regular basis. Also, when you finish bubbling it, you do have to use it right away. I think they say, like, they suggest you do using it like within the hour or an hour or two. Otherwise, the micro will, like, the population will slowly, like, it would continue to decrease the moment you stop the bubbler. So yeah, I guess there's a bit more planning involved using things like that. That's why I was just doing more like a liquid solution. It has a long shelf life. I just dilute that in water. And I like to calculate by the gallon because it's easier for me. Just like a couple of ounces of that in a gallon of water. So this one I use with water, the Vitality. And then this one is the regular watering. It's really interesting. Like let's see here. Let's try to get your questions real quickly here. Hey, Adam, good to see you. See, everyone, I've been listening while out running some errands. Cool. There's so many ways to access online now. It's so cool. Yeah, let's see here. In the same circle. I love it when you guys start talking to each other too. This is cool. We have been running. So you guys were on the morning chats too? Because I don't think I remember Adam on there. But it's nice, I'm recognizing more. Hey Joe, what's up? I remember from Mexico. Thank you. Glad to have you hanging out with us. Yeah, so what I noticed was, like, at first I was guessing, wow, you know, when I use like Vitality or some kind of solution that's supposed to help it boost, I thought I would see like a crazy effect right away. So because sometimes I see that type of response in my regular, like the garden, the more established plants. But with these two, my surprise was that they both were looking really similar for a while, up until like I want to say the 3.5, between the third and the fourth week. That's when I started noticing the difference between the two. Because at first it almost looked like the one I just used water was almost catching up. Hey Enoch, what's up? Thanks for the shout out today. I assume you did that. You guys, Enoch is one of my good friends, and he has a show every Saturday. I think Sunday too, right? In the morning. Yeah, and he interviews these really awesome gardeners, so insightful. Could go check out his oh, I wanted to say podcast, his show. Uh, let's see here. DLR says, I'm a regular in Gardener Spots chat on Mondays. Ah, semi-regular at the garden. Cool. On weekends, and check out those chats too. Lots of friends, helpful gardener friends. I know. It's just, I love this community where just, you know, when you have the same goal and, you know, just like-minded, you're, I think, often be more willing to share. And that's what makes it, you know, such a generous, very cool. I love it. Let's see. Okay, Wendy, since you're an expert, I'm nervous when you say things like that, but thank you. Okay, why do you suppose our aloe vera is flowering now? When normally they would flower in February, you think it has to do with the weather? Let's see, 24th, third year drought. Wow, wait. Third year of drought, huh? Ow. All right, guys. All right, I'm back. All right, guys. All right, I'm back. It's strange where like when the router and the modem is like so close by, but still things like this happen. Yeah, it's pretty normal to see succulents flower during this time of the year, and I think I really enjoy that because we don't have as much flowers this time, and yeah, it's good for the wildlife. It has rained some about 21. Wait, not yeah, I know. Like I think actually last year in LA we had a lot of rain in the winter, and spring. Spring we had crazy rain this year. It's so unusual for us. We normally get winter rain, and that I obviously I prefer not because I don't like it cold. And the winter rain is what kills a lot of like the tropical plants when it's just so wet and so cold. When the plants are not really growing, usually kind of back up on watering, you know. So when these tropical plants are kind of, you know, sort of going dormant, it's really tough on them. That's how a lot of them died for me. And so I kind of decided I don't want to grow things that are like super high maintenance where I have to bring it indoor. See, lots of people are noticing changes of their weather pattern lately. Yes. Yeah, we're getting more extreme weather, like higher temperatures in the day and lower temperatures at night. I hope you have a garden journal to record these events so you have a better plan. Yeah. You know where's my garden journal? Right here. Right here on YouTube. And like Instagram and on social media. It's I try to be more organized, but yeah, I love being able to post because then I'm sharing my experience, and that's also how I log. Do you guys usually do like a log system, like a journal? Because I kind of do it by, I think, probably not great to do by memory because in like 30 years from now, I'll be like, But so far, I'm still remembering more like the experiences that happened. Yeah. Did you know in my home state, the farmers do not change the clocks? Oh, you're somewhere are you in Vegas or somewhere in Nevada, Mark? Because I think, is it Arizona? Somewhere in Arizona do not change time. Yeah, I don't like this weather where we have such little like short daylight time. Let's see, okay, so what was I saying earlier about these? Okay, so I was noticing like there was a time when I thought that the ones I used just water was growing slightly taller than the ones with vitality, but then by the later on the third week, I looked carefully when I pulled these out because they were like under a grow light. That grow light was like really up close to them. So when I pulled these trays out, I was actually noticing the ones I used just water was actually stretching. That was why they appeared taller than the other tray. And that's when I kind of thought like, hey, I think I didn't notice a big difference before because they both started out with the same soil and it was really like I used good soil. So I think after the soil started to kind of deplete is when I really started to notice the difference. And like these ones were kind of becoming like more um, this one was just water, was starting to kind of stretch more, and the leaves just didn't feel as like firm and bouncy. Like they weren't really standing. They're kind of floppy. They are still kind of floppy. But I did transplanted them, so I think they are showing a bit more transplant stress than this other tray. This one I have like the vitality. So the vitality not only like micronutrients and minerals, but like the plant hormones, and it just really helps to reduce the transplant shock. So yeah, this one I gave it a dose of that soon after I transplanted as well. And then even before transplanting, they were actually growing like much taller and more sturdy plants. They were like bouncy, especially with these the lettuce. Like I was able to kind of just plop my my hand on top, and they just kind of stay upright really well. Whereas these ones, I think certain vegetables are more susceptible or more sensitive than others, and I think lettuce is one of them that can really tell the difference. Uh, yeah, depending on I guess the environment and what you feed them. The Swiss chard and the arugula surprisingly were actually, yeah, I should tell you guys what I have in here. Those of you who are like new joining our hangout, I have arugula here, Swiss chard. This one is call it like a hong choy some or something. It's like a bok choy Asian vegetable, but it has like more like a purple stem. So it looks kind of like a Japanese purple mustard, but this one isn't spicy. So it's really beautiful. It's my first year growing these ones. I had the seeds like a couple of years. I just sometimes over purchase things because I, when I see something I really want to grow, but I really have no room, but I'm just afraid I would miss the opportunity to like get them again. So anyway, I'm finally growing these out. I'm really excited. And then of course I have things like romaine lettuce. I think it's called like Merlot something. It's one of like the free packs I got from Baker Creek when I order their seeds. And like, yeah, these are the wasabi arugula. I've never grown a wasabi version. So far, it seems like it's growing the slowest. The seeds are super tiny. I've sowed like arugula seeds and like a more like sunny garden in the past and didn't pay too much attention to them. And sometimes you grow them, you put them there once, they just volunteer every year after that. So like I kind of stopped paying attention at the rate that they grow. Now that I'm actually like paying attention and I'm growing a different variety, like I'm like, wow, the wasabi arugula is so slow growing. Like I don't know if I'm doing something wrong here or they're just this variety or it's super slow growing, but they're not stressed out at all. Like, growing, comparing like the arugula to the lettuce, it was like a night and day difference, like before or after transplanting, or even putting it, like applying the vitality with it. I don't see too much of a difference. I think the ones in arugula and the vitality are growing, actually I have them opposite sides. They're growing slightly bigger now. They're catching up. They used to both look about the same, but I just transplanted these. I think we're on the third day after transplant. So I am already noticing a difference of the size difference in the arugula here. But before that, they were also getting a bit crowded, right? And hey, Mark, thank you so much for the super chat. And for this is for my roof safety harness. You know what, you guys? I'm thinking maybe from now on, if you guys send like a super chat, I think I should do something fun. I think I should I don't know, maybe you should call some sort of gardening task. I don't know, something strange. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Say like maybe when I clean up, like make a space for the planting, the green stalk or something, and maybe you can tell me to do a gardening task or something. That would be fun, right? Like maybe I could, I don't know, tell me like hop my way to, although that may not be safe. Mark's like, yeah, maybe you can tell me to go hop my way to go put a plant in, or I don't know. I don't know. You what else? What other ideas could I have? Some sort of strange, some odd like gardening and exercise things. I don't know, something kind of fun. Uh, yeah. But right now, I guess this one is for roof safety harness. Got it. And a helmet, maybe. All right, Mark. I'll let you know. How about this? I owe you this one. The next time when I'm out in the garden, you can call out a gardening task, something within reason, something that I would still survive and come back to do like a next garden hangout. But I'll do that one for you. A rope for going. A rope and a helmet. You don't care for the arugula, but I might try the wasabi arugula. Okay. Wasabi mustard. Yeah, that is a good one. Recommended by New Crop this year, and I'll be trying that. Yeah. I should taste one, huh? Let's try one. Which one I try? Like one that's relatively good size. Because then the more I pick off of this, I'm going to not really get like an accurate measurement in this experiment. But let's just see how spicy this is. I'll just pick one. It's always a good time, Mark. I appreciate it though, really. Definitely feels warm, the arugula. Right now it tastes like it's still so young, the plant. Yeah, it has more like a bok choy, but a little spicy taste to it. I actually, I do actually like the regular arugula too. I like the way it smells. To me, the regular arugula smells like toasted sesame to me. This one is more different. I'll have to try again as the plant gets bigger. Yeah, it tastes more like a leafy green that's a little spicy and more warm. Like it feels more warm. See, our aloe vera flowers are yellow in color, but I have seen orange colored, but since my grandma, we've only eaten the yellow flowers. I don't remember if I may have tried the flowers. Are they sweet? Like the nectar? So hummingbirds love them. Oh. See, your grandma ate them too. I probably have. They're edible. How does she eat them? Like raw, or does she like sprinkled on her foods? Like how does she eat them? You might have a weird family, just maybe. Or is it now I'll have to taste them too. You can report back to us, JLR. Sophia says, I love arugula. I did not know you can eat aloe vera flowers. Yeah. Yes, you can. I think certain, and in fact, there's a lot of different types of aloes, and I learned that you can actually eat the other kind too. But the ones that we grow that's a lot more succulent, I guess that's they call it like the true aloe vera. And that one has the yellow flowers because a lot of there's the other varieties of aloe vera has like a more orange flower. I read that they're all edible, but supposedly the yellow flowering ones are like the more legit ones, the ones that like skincare products, things like that. That's the type that they use. I really like the texture of aloe, by the way. Like when you cut them up in little chunks and cubes, they're really good in drinks. 3 lives in a row for us today. Woohoo! It's a good place to be, especially when it's like cooling down or freezing, depending where you're at. It's nice to be able to chill at home. Like right now, I'm actually feeling quite comfortable. It's nice to be outside. But I get a little worried when I'm out there, just like I'm kind of hoping that there's no crazy loud noises as we're like, hanging out. Obviously, a much more controllable environment here, but outside is fun too. But probably if we're doing it outdoors, might have to be earlier in the day, like our other time, like the 9 a.m. time, because when the neighbors wake up, I think that's when the party starts for them. How to prepare aloe vera flowers? Yeah, please share. I'd love to know. And do you have do you actually grow enough? Like I don't have that many aloe vera. I think I have like 5 plants, so there's not that much flowers for me to use, I just I've tasted them, but I've never actually done anything with them. Just stir fry them. Oh. Stir fried 2 cups of aloe vera flowers and a half. Wow, you're making some legit food with it. Wow. And tomatoes at the end of the table, spoon chopped cilantro and salt to taste. Tasty soft corn taco. That sounds good. I'd love to try that sometime. Maybe if I'm ever visiting like someone growing a lot of aloe vera. I don't grow enough to actually do that. But speaking of cilantro, there is one plant that grows super well for me here, is the popolo. It smells similar to cilantro, but I don't know, I think it has like a brighter, more citrusy, more interesting and complex flavor or aroma. And I really enjoy that plant. So I think I'm gonna, and that plant, I have like a bunch going to seed right now. So I'm gonna add that to the shop if you guys wanna like grow something like that, try something new. It's really easy to grow. That's one of the very few plants the seeds will actually naturally, like voluntarily germinate in this garden. There's not enough sun here for them to just like germinate. Yeah, or if they did, they don't have enough energy to kind of like grow. But these ones do, so it's really cool. They do well in the sun, but in my like part shade kind of a garden, they did well. I really love it. They're really good in guacamoles. See. Enoch's been here before, so he knows. He knows about my neighbors and such. They have a really big like German Shepherd that I feel bad about because I don't think he gets his walks. So he's just constantly trying to chase whatever that's somewhat around him, and it just sounds like a feisty dog. But if you give him a treat, he's like the sweetest dog in the world. There were times when I was trying to think how to mute that dog out. So I was picking up different types of mics, and the DJI, I don't know, this type of a mic ended up working best for me because it's just like closest to me, picks up my voice better. The directional mic it didn't work for me, and when I read later on, I learned that they were more like, they kind of engineer, like they made it more for removing noises that are, I think, like deeper tones, like traffic, not like babies crying or someone shouting or a dog. Also, I'm in an alleyway, so I feel like probably there's an echo, so it's a little harder to yeah, reduce that kind of noise. I think this works best for me. Just have it like really close up to me. Works best. And also, I can kind of walk away, especially for gardening tasks. I think it makes sense. If I have the phone kind of set like this, right, I can like come like far away and being wireless and like mic'd up. It's you can still hear me. Be fun. Be good for like taking you guys for maybe garden tour around the garden or somewhere or wherever we go in the future, or gardening task, or yeah. Wow, you have 20 aloe plants. I wish I have room for 20. They all have little babies growing. Oh, so you actually have more than 20 plants if you want to count it that way. I don't have mine currently is in a spot that doesn't have enough sun, so they really don't have that much like I haven't even seen a pup around there in like a couple of years now after the because they're planted like below the tree, and then now the calamansi citrus is getting bigger. It's actually giving more shade to the aloe. I might move the aloe to the parkway actually. See in the morning. See maybe what's WW in the morning live stream? Yeah, the wine thing, huh? I still gotta find out. Can I actually drink? Like, is there? I have to find out. Is there a YouTube policy about that? Man, that's the early drink. I gotta make sure I eat enough before I do that. But it would be nice because it. So last time we were on that chat in the morning, we were talking about mulberry wine my mom made, and like we just want to make things like after sharing and giving things away and freezing and stuff like that, we're like out of space, we start doing different things like fermenting, like, or like, you know, making jams and wine's one of the things she made, but we don't really drink, so it just kind of sits there, but it tastes really good. It's really like a sweet wine, and it'll be nice if we do it in the morning because it'll warm me up. Let's see, lots of inexpensive gifts to give your favorite gardeners. Did I miss out on a conversation here? What kind of gifts are you guys talking about? Speaking of gifts, what's a good gift for gardener? Are you guys getting any gifts for your garden friends? Let's see, say how awesome, lots of okay. Joe says, I have seen Popolo on sale at it's an open air market somewhere. No, next time I think I'll buy some. Yeah, I think you'd really enjoy it. If you like cilantro, I think it smells more similar to like when the cilantro is getting like about to bolt. It has like a bit more sharper floral scent. It kind of I think it smells closer to that, but it has more like a citrusy scent. I really like it. And the one I grow, it's supposed to be a more purple variety, so you can see the stems as like a little more purple. It's really pretty. And the flowers are cool. Mulberry wine sounds delicious. It is, especially like, have you guys ever tried it as a dessert wine? Like you actually put ice in the summer. Like it's like a sweet beverage, but it's like a wine. And this one is really good like that. Or you can just put a little bit of that with like your salad dressing or something. It really adds to that flavor. Barry says more land. More land or more roof. Baby aloe vera plants make lively, inexpensive gifts. Yes, they are. I love that about plants, you know, like it's a gift that kind of goes on, like, and that also keeps on giving, you know. Yeah, I mean, we just like I like the stories behind things. So like one of the things I like to do, like not just like gifting, but well, gifting myself. Like if I'm traveling, I love visiting nurseries. And then like when you come back, you just come back with a plant that you remember like the story behind it, and especially seeing them, you know, like flourish. It's yeah, It's a great feeling. It's more, it's so much more than like having an object, an animate object. Plants are always the best gifts rather than tools, unless you need the tools to help you in the garden. Um, but yes, especially plants that you can't get. See, I will use only my hand to plant if I have to. Yes, it is nice to feel the soil, I think, with your bare hands. It's just some places are hard to work with, you know, like some areas. Like I started out like a more newer patch earlier this year in the front, and I had to dig through the more like clay soil or native soil here. It's like clay. And then there's also some rocks, and even I found like broken glass in there. And if you dig deeper, there were like just rocks and concrete. Like I don't know why there's like big chunks of concrete. It almost seems like when they were like finished building the house or something, they just like dumped like the leftover stuff there, and the water somehow got them to harden. Yeah, so like especially with broken glass, stuff like that. Obviously, I would have to wear gloves and use tools. Also, the tools really help make things a lot go a lot faster. But definitely when I'm working with good soil and raised bed, I love just getting my hands in and feeling the soil and the texture of it. And when you're harvesting tubers, it's really good because then you feel, and you're not able to, you don't have, it's harder to damage your harvest when you can actually feel with your hands. So it is nice. Gardening when I was gifted a few purple potatoes 3 years ago and still growing and eating them. I love that. Yeah. I'm growing this sweet potato variety with like a deep purple leaves, but the sweet potato tubers are more like an orangey color, peach orange. And I'm gonna keep growing that one because it's just so gorgeous. Hey Dawn, what's up? I'm glad you can make it. What do you think about this new time? I just can't be outside. That's kind of the drawback right now. The later I come on, the louder it gets outside. So like literally I was like dragging everything like and like moved it in here. Thank goodness. Made it in time. Hi Simply Gardening. Simplify Gardening, sorry. The Monstera, has yours fruited yet? I have one pretty big one in like a 15-gallon. I'm still debating whether I should put that in the ground or not. The fruits are definitely such a treat. But honestly, for the amount of fruit you get with that plant is not a whole lot for a small space, but it is a gorgeous plant. Yeah, it's a gorgeous plant. This time works better for you, Dawn, so you can get done with it in the garden. Hey, Marco. I keep finding old bits of porcelain, yeah, bottles and old coins in my plot. It's pretty cool to find interesting old items. It is. I was out in Vietnam with one of the American expats there, and he, you know, builds up a garden there. Amazing. I can't wait to show you guys that video. But he was sifting through, you know, soil and finding all these treasures, like old coins, like you're saying, old items, things from back in like the war days, bullets. Bizarre. Super fascinating. It's just that you have to make sure you don't get your fingers cut, you know, working through the soil, like that type of soil. Grown for foliage for me in the house. Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to have a Monstera in the house until it got too big and I had to move it outside. But I would love to have that big plant in the house again. It's just that it really gets in the way. But yeah, I have the Thai constellation. It's still small, got ways to grow, but it's beautiful. I love the way how they just kind of, it just gives me a really tropical type of jungle vibe I really love about Monstera. Yeah, I would love to have that and let it just climb up, like take up a whole corner somewhere. Like I have that kind of room, but that would be amazing. Oh, my sorry. Oh goodness. Let's see. Is there any house plants I can grow from seed? Is there any house plants you can grow from seed? That's a good question. That is a good question. I don't know if you can get a hold of these seeds in the US, but there are a few shade-loving plants that I have are edible. I grow them outside, but they do well in the shade and they do well as house plants. The way I get those plants is through propagation because they don't set seeds or their seeds are not viable even if they do set seeds. Maybe just the weather condition is different here. But there are certain plants, if you can get a hold of those seeds, you can grow them. So pretty much more focus on like shade plants. Probably can you can grow them as house plants. Wasabi. The wasabi plant you probably can grow indoors because it likes shade and it likes a little bit more cooler temperature. It does like the soil to stay moist, so I think that part might be difficult because you need probably good air circulation. Otherwise, you might get a lot of gnats going. Uh, but usually, you don't even grow wasabi from seed. I'm sure you can, but most people don't. Philodendron, they are beautiful. There's a time during like COVID when like all these houseplants were like crazy expensive. And philodendron, there's like different types that the cost went up so crazy. Recently cut it back and all the cuttings are thriving. Yay! Yeah, it's great. Houseplants like do so well at cutting. So it's like I personally prefer growing from cuttings and seed, obviously. It's just a lot faster. If you count like microgreens growing from seed and being houseplants and edible houseplants, you can grow microgreens. Anyone have any ideas? Say, oh, not forgetting the dubia. Goodness, I forget what that plant is. What is a dubia? I'm more familiar with the dubia roach. I don't know what a dubia is other than that. Been talking to my friend who like raises ants as pets so lately, so it's very fascinating. And they feed them like dubia roaches. Yeah. Oh, geraniums? That's a good call. Yeah, actually. But again, one of those, yeah, as Joe says, they're easier to grow from cuttings. So it's kind of, yeah, like why would I grow from seed if I'm selling just for, I guess, purely just preference, I guess, if you enjoy seeing things grow from seed. Sometimes I get impatient. If I have the choice to grow from seed or from cuttings, I would totally choose cuttings just because it buys me time, you know? Also, a lot of things I grow from seed, I have to grow under grow light. So that's energy. Shingo monstera, I don't know that variety. What kind is that? Just geraniums. I have a pocket of those seeds. Nice. They must be pretty cute, huh, when they're little like that. I need to sow them soon. I hope that works out. Good luck on that. Yeah, I think they do have seeds. I remember now because the geranium, like the flowers, like right, they grow in clusters, and sometimes I can hear there's a bit of seeds. Interesting. Do you guys really, like, seriously, really enjoy growing things from seed? Um, yeah, just curious because obviously I'm the impatient one here. I used to own the roach. Which I bred. Oh, cool for the zoo. That's so cool. You know, I'm back. You guys, let's see. Yeah, speaking of cuttings, well, one of the plants, actually, I think I want to start a tea up here, guys. I'm getting kind of thirsty. This is the Ashitaba tea I dried. This plant grows really well in mild winter. Like this is the season for them to push a lot of crazy growth. So if you guys are, you know, living somewhere, maybe like just up to zone 9 or something, you can keep them as house plants for the time being. But if you're growing up to even like zone 9 outdoors, Ashitaba, it's a medicinal herb and it grows amazing outside. So the plants are at my online store right now, but these are the stock that I have extras that I would dry for tea. And this is one of the plants. Technically, I think I kind of answered your question, one of the suggestions. Yeah, these have to be grown from seed. Ashitaba has to be grown from seed. And I have kept them by the windowsill all winter and they're growing beautifully. So it's actually a really beautiful plant too. So I consider not your typical house plant, but the Ashitaba is really gorgeous for that. Hey, Skylar. Oh, wait, see, I have to go up to the chat because all of a sudden I turn around and I see Skylar with a sad face. Like, what is he talking about? What's he reacting to here? What are you reacting to, Skylar? Why do you have a sad face? See, Marco says, I grow a lot from seed when it comes to veg. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you don't have enough to propagate with, growing from seed definitely is more feasible. It is quite fun to see them grow, but it just also takes long. Uh-oh. I forgot my strainer. That's all right. Who needs a strainer? See. Do a talk on tea? Is that what you're saying, Edwards? Hey, Edwards, what's up? As the fruit drops, is that what you mean? Do a talk on teas? I do need to work on this video that I shot with my friend who I collaborate with, actually. Glad you mentioned about the teas, because I actually dropped really amazing, this premium jasmine green tea. It's at my store at wendiland.com now. I believe you can see it on the store tab on just straight up on YouTube. And this tea, this jasmine tea, just makes me feel like I'm literally walking through a garden of jasmine. And it's such a treat right now because no jasmine's in bloom. Yeah, I enjoy teas, I think especially when it gets colder, because I generally have hot cup of water is what I do when I first wake up. I would say most mornings, even in the summer. Yeah, even in summer, unless it's like 100 degrees outside. But yeah, that's how I start my mornings. And then after that, if I'm working through, I like to have like some kind of tea with me. Herbal teas, things that I purchase, things that I grow, that I dry up, and also that jasmine tea. So if you guys are interested in that, because that's also, I think that would be a great gift for the holiday season and just kind of nice. Some people like to have their teas, some like to have their coffees, you know, as we check out the garden. I do have an episode on, what was the other tea? Mulberry. That's another one I regularly enjoy drinking. And I drink that mulberry tea like water. Like I just boil in a big pot and just whenever you're thirsty, that's where I just go and grab that. And that one tree is plenty for family and friends. So I do have a video on showing how to dry that tea, but that's kind of how I dry most teas. It's kind of very similar method. If you want to learn how to dry tea, you can check out that video. I'll probably add that video. I'll link it below in the description box later, but you can search for it. It's pretty easy. Just put like mulberry tea or something and it'll pop right up. I gotta get my water. I've been trying to remember to bring tea outside because when we do our live chats in the morning, it's so cold. So cold. My mouth so sniffly. This is good in a very medicinal way. I mainly juice my ashitaba, but when the plant, like the last year before the plant flowers, it gets huge. So I usually would have some left over to dry. Let's see, what else did I miss out on you guys saying here? I bought seeds for a dwarf blueberry. Cool. Top hat that I'll be sowing soon and growing in a grow bag outdoors. Never grown blueberries before. Yeah, I guess the only good luck to you, and I think the only tip I have for you for growing growing blueberries is they do like a little more acidity in the soil. So I usually just dump like my tea leaves, like the actual tea, you know, like my jasmine tea or oolong or some sort of tea leaves and coffee ground. I just like dump them right on top of that plant. Sadly, that plant currently is suffering because it just no sun here. But it's been through with like so many like really delicious fruits, and I only have one tree, one bush. Some say that you need two. It probably does fruit better, but I see that with even one, there's like plenty of fruits. Blueberry is a good one because it's hard to, they don't last long, and you know they're quite pricey, and then you don't get like really good quality blueberries. So that's actually a really good one to grow. Wendy, I also have an teeny apple tree. Looks very similar to a fruit produced by a tree you showed us in a video in Vietnam. Which video? Now I'm like trying to think. They're really small, sweet cocktail apples. Ooh, that sounds so tasty. I don't remember which. I wonder what fruit I showed you. I tried so many fruits out there, guys. I don't remember. I don't recall that one yet. Anything crunchy I had? See, I think you mentioned upgrading your juicer lately. Yes, I was looking into the one that looks similar to the Nama. What is that called? Cuving, or I forget the name of the brand. Yeah, because currently I have like I still have the vertical Omega juicer, and that one is good, but the hole is still very small compared to now. You know, like fast forward to like a few years, it's just so much better designed juicers out there that allows you to like feed through the chute. It's just like so much bigger. You can chop stuff in bigger chunks, even like, because right now my current juicer, I have to cut down celery or like what is that called, the tree collard stems, you know, something that's like super fibrous and very, very stringy. I have to cut them down to quite a good size, maybe just I just want to be very like safe. I don't want it to get caught, so I put like 1/2 inch like, so really, really short stems in there. Whereas the better design ones, the newer ones now, you can put like bigger chunks in. You can load up like a good load in there, walk away while it's just turning and pressing the juice out. There's less work for you, easier cleanup. It really saves you time. It's awesome. So that would be, yeah, I'm thinking about that juicer. I hope the juicer's thinking about me too. Oh, it'll be fun. I would love to be able to test that juicer out. It looks like it's so much easier. The easier you make it, I think it makes it more, it's more encouraging, right? For people to use it and use it more often. Erica would say, see, Marco, like, hi, Emily. You have 2 mulberry trees. That's awesome. How big are each of your trees? Do you keep them like pretty small, or you have a good sized garden? I have another mulberry that's so tasty. It doesn't fruit like as crazy as my large mulberry. Um, and also those fruits are smaller, but they taste so good. I think they're called Persian. I think it's the Persian mulberry, and it's like super deep purple, and the flavor is so good. The size is only like a third of the fruits though that I've been showing you guys, but the flavor is crazy. It tastes like candy. I want to say like gummy bear, like a super strong, condensed, concentrated flavor. Really, really good. It doesn't fruit that much and it only fruits once a year. So I don't really know where to put it. I might put that on the parkway. Let's see here. Soil for mulberry, they also like pine back and it's acidic, so works well as a mulch. Elemental sulfur, also to amend the soil. Good tips. The only part I think mulch is a little difficult for me in such an urban space is I guess if you're concerned about what kind of mulch you use, if it's been treated, you know, like where you can get your mulch from. Because for me, if it's obviously from my garden, the most mulch I can gather is probably like my mulberry leaves and some of my leafy greens. But it's also hard to mulch things like from my mulberry tree because we use a lot of the leaves. And pine bark is a really good one, yeah. I also have to travel a little bit to pick those up. Raspberry leaves from raspberry plants are wonderful for making delivering babies much easier. Yeah, I heard that. I've had some raspberry leaves in like a mixed herbal tea. I forget for what purpose. I don't remember right now. But I've never tried it by itself. Do you drink that, Emily? Like, or do you use that, like the leaves? Do you mix it with other herbs, or do you use it just straight? It's so nice when this like one plant is like, you know, has multi-purpose. Raspberry, mulberry leaves are medicinal. They are. Yeah. I kind of treat my garden more like a medicinal herbs and spice kind of a garden just because they take up less space and um, you know, leafy greens grow so fast, like compared to like obviously flowers or fruits, you have to wait for those multiple stages. But leafy greens, once you know the greens come in, you really technically you can already start plucking them, right? Like harvesting. And it's a really fun way to really spice up your dishes and make them more unique. And yeah, because like if I can't grow as much big vegetables or giant pumpkins, you know, for my food, then I really like adding the more like the greens and the fragrant herbs in it. Really makes your dishes stand out. The mulberry is really good when you partially dehydrate them too. They taste like gummies. Blueberry. Uh, don't some people use blueberry leaves for tea too? Strawberry leaves apparently you can use for tea as well. I'll have to try that. I've never, because I think I'm gonna have to do a good trimming of the strawberry leaves soon. Let's see. Raz says blueberry and banana smoothie with coconut water. Mmm. Yeah. And I love how it just turns the whole thing kind of like a beautiful bluish purpley color. I miss fruit smoothies, and you know what I really miss? I was spoiled when I was in Vietnam getting these fresh juices. Like years ago, I don't know how many years, maybe 5 years or longer. Um, yeah, like a few years ago in Vietnam, it was harder to get a hold of juices without sugar. But now I think with more travelers, more like expats living there, and just the population in general is a little more in tune with like health, it's easier to find like fresh juices. So I am seeing like all these tropical fresh juice. They're not doing a lot of leafy green kind of juicing, but you know, there are some more like tart fruits out there that are really good. And I really love those green guava juices. They're really tasty. And I make a lot of green smoothies here. So when you mention things like fruit smoothies, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really miss them. And coconut water is usually the base for my smoothies. Yeah. So you're cutting in and out, this cutting in and out. Is the sound better now? I don't know. Nothing's changed here. I think it's the reception. I think it's the Wi-Fi because I was disconnected for like a few seconds. I hope it's getting better. Okay, Edward says, blueberries or raspberries sounds great. Wendy, you have heard of making tea from a ground ivy. I've heard of certain ivy. It's ground ivy. I don't know anything about it. Like I've heard about, I don't know anything about that. What is it for? What is it good for? See, Emily says, ooh, why is it so sweet? I haven't had this tea in a while, so all of a sudden, sounds too far away. It's full charge. It's there. It's still running. Is the sound any better? I hope the sound is getting better because I'm checking the stats on that. It is actually the same. Should I hold this up? Let's see, would this help? Oops. I hope this helps. What's the next big project you got on the cards? Putting a few things on a roof. For those of you guys who just checked in, I was talking earlier about we got a roof installation, and the roofer said that it's totally fine to grow a garden up there. I have a flat roof, and we were discussing what kind of plants I could have up there, and I was thinking something more like low maintenance, a little more drought tolerant, yeah, things that I don't need to tend to on a regular basis. So I don't know. I wouldn't say that's a big project actually, because big project would mean I'm like building crazy things out and putting a lot of plants up there, and that's not what I want to do. I just want to put a few plants that I already have here that has nowhere to be, that meets those sort of requirements would move up there. But otherwise, maybe my next big plan for the garden is the parkway. Yeah. I do need to take down a few of the things that are falling over right now. Some broken pieces of wood from trellises and stuff. I think I'm gonna like take that apart and build boxes. Like there's just be maybe like 6-inch tall kind of like boxes for the parkway, and start planting things in for so maybe like summer I can put zucchinis and eggplants in there. I'll keep it short, nothing too crazy. I have like a white lavender, really beautiful. I have nowhere to put it. I think I'm gonna put that in the parkway as well. I'm still deciding if I should put a couple of trees there. What do you guys think? Like moringa and that really delicious mulberry tree can go out there. I'm considering the pomegranate tree. Here's the thing, like I love it when people give me plants, and like one of our family friends gave us a pomegranate that they grafted. I'm so happy about it, but it's like, where is this gonna go? And then because it's a gift, I can't really re-gift it. You know what I mean? Unless I guess I ask for permission. But like, so like it's just been sitting there. I'm trying to get it as much sun as I can, and it finally produced like three fruits on there the first time. Relatively small. The fruits look very beautiful, ruby red, but it was pretty tart. It's in a 5 gallon pot right now. I'm thinking of putting that in the parkway as well. But the only risk I run with something like that is that pomegranates are like pretty visible fruits. So I don't know if I want to draw that much attention to the garden, you know? But mulberries, I think, are fine because they just look like more like bird food to most people. And then I can like keep those relatively small and grow a little bit of plants around it or something. Um, yeah. Is the sound? That sound is good. Thank you. Like I don't know. I'm not a techie. I don't know what else to do. I'm checking on the volume. The battery's good. I don't know what else to do. Um, Let's see here. I like dandelion flower tea. I love dandelion. I actually like dandelion root in the tea. I really like the way it smells, that earthiness. The flowers are actually really good too. Um, I just did a batch of dandelion. I just dried a bunch of that actually. Mm, let's see. This is really sweet. This is sweeter than what I remember it to be. Does like maybe the flavor of tea does change when you let it sit for a while. Because this one is from ooh, this one is from 2020. This Mashitaba tea is from 2020, and it's tasting a lot sweeter than I remember. I think that bright yellow sap is the part that smell makes it smell really strong, and but this is so sweet. Yeah, it tastes like I put a little bit of sugar in here. Like that's how sweet it tastes to me. Mm. Let's see, what did I miss out on? Okay, make jelly from the leftover tea, dandelion jelly. Ooh, that sounds good. Tastes like honey and delicious and cornbread. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. I don't have enough dandelion flowers. Does it take a lot of flowers to do? Or can you get like enough for maybe someone is smacking something out there? Um, like how much flowers do you need to make something like that? Like a couple cups or something? Do you have a PO box for fan mail? Oh, Sam, I'm glad you're here. I don't think I've seen you on the in the morning one. Let's see, I made a Southeast Asian style machete. I want to send to you, Aurora. You know that's really hard to turn down. I've been wanting a machete. No, really, honestly excited. No, Sam. And the best part, you made you you made it? Oh my gosh. I tried to get one in Vietnam and people looked at me like they're either they thought I was kidding or they were kind of scared. I know you can get one because that's how people garden in Asia. Everything is with, you know, the machete. And to answer your question, uh yeah, I can send you I can give you, I can send you or comment like the address. Yeah, you can send it to my friend who I collaborate to have to do the tea, to do the tea. My friend introduced me to this tea, and you know, she's she makes pastry, she makes really good desserts, and she's like a crazy tea lover. So she's the one who introduced me to the jasmine tea, and we collaborated. So that's a very long answer, Sam. But yeah, I'll leave an address for you to send. And oh my gosh, I'm really excited. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's crazy. S- I'm feeling really special. Okay. Thank you again, Sam. I really appreciate it. Marco, let's see. Let's see. My pomegranate tree died. Oh, I'm sorry. It got lost among weeds and horseradish plants. Obviously, struggled to complete the nutrients. Yeah, as it was relatively young. That's now. It's hard to tend to everything in the garden, so don't feel too bad about it. I know the feeling, but um yeah, when you're a gardener and it's really hard to tend to everything. I believe me, I've killed a few plants. Like some, that just didn't make it because they just didn't start in the good shape. But some you just know that it was like, yeah, that was my fault. I knew I should have done this sooner, but you just waited on it for too long and then it died. Like that's happened to me before too. I wish I can give you my pomegranate tree. There's nowhere for me to put it. Do you work with any community gardens in your area? I've been thinking about this next spring. I've been trying to get like, I've been trying to, I was, no, I was thinking about getting a community plot. I don't work with any in particular. Yeah. I'm staying pretty busy, so but I would love to be able to do something, especially the parks around here. I think it would be kind of nice if they got like a little veggie garden just for like education purposes or something. Um, I'm good now, don't worry. Thank you. Let's see. I usually pick about 4 cups of flowers, no leaves, no white fluff, no stem. Cover with 4 cups of boiling water, let steep. That'll yield a couple pints of jelly. Wow, okay. 4 cups of flowers still sounds a lot to me because I don't grow a lot of one variety. Um, hmm. That sounds amazing though. Like I would love to try that. Maybe I can go around harvesting in the wild sometime. Like if I don't know, yeah, on a hike or something. Hey Stanley, how's it going? Glad you're able to join us. Let's see. We've killed plants. It's okay to grieve. Yeah, but also forgive yourself. That is very important. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Which plant did you guys ever have to like grieve the longest for? Like had the most hard time parting with? I think for me, trying to think. For me was the jambu plant from a while back. The jambu tree, actually, the wax apple tree. If you guys like go back to many years ago, there's this beautiful jambu tree that when I was staying at a different house, eventually decided like to move the tree. It was a big project to move that tree because like with construction reasons and moved it right before the winter. So that tree was seemed like it was doing okay. And then I moved away, and then when I came back, I saw that the tree actually didn't make it, and and something like that was obviously it was a big move, and you tried the your best to keep it alive, but that tree died, and I really like those fruits, so that was hard to part with. Um, yeah, My ashitaba that had red stems was really one of the rare ones. I think it I was confused. I wasn't sure if it was like rotting or like was it over or underwater. So I think I did something wrong with that. And and then I tried to revive it at the end when I realized it was like actually from overwatering or something. I don't remember exactly what the reason was. But anyway, it ended up dying, and it was like a really beautiful plant, one of the more rare ones, like because Ashitaba is usually like the green stems, but that one had like a more darker red, purpley stem. So that was so, I was kind of sad about that one. Yeah, so every time now, whenever there's like new Ashitaba that germinate, I'm like spotting for like, is there anyone with that purple stem? Let's see here. Mulberry began with a cutting from the first tree of the plastic bag. Warm potting soil, like close the bag to retain the moisture. Good technique. And the months was ready to transplant in 2 years plus. Wow. Yeah, mulberries grow so fast. That's what I love about them. It's crazy, right? It's great when something grows so fast if you have use for them. Luckily we do. So we prune it way back. I think ours grow like I want to say like between 6 to 8 feet each time after we prune it back. So like yeah, pretty much we prune it like at least 3 times a year. Every time when we prune it and then it grows back out, like maybe about 8 feet, that's when we cut it back again. And yeah, we do this like three to 4 times a year. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. On again. I'm back. Can't help it. You guys, thank you for being patient. I think the live thing sometimes that's just how it goes, with the interruptions. See, my first star jasmine plant. Oh my goodness, it was huge and beautiful. I let it die, not intentionally, but it essentially died of thirst. Oh, I was devastated. I've since replaced it. Yeah, that must have been hard. Sounds like a beautiful plant. I love jasmine, and particularly, I think the samba jasmine is my favorite scent. But jasmine in general, I think I have a very good memory. I have a very good childhood memory of, with jasmine. Like when I was in Vietnam, the samba jasmine being my favorite one, which is that smell, that classic jasmine tea scent is from the sambac jasmine. And those ones you see a lot in Indian and Buddhist and Vietnamese, Chinese Buddhist temples. They grow a lot of those in like tropical temples. They would even string it, kind of like they call it like a leia, but with these jasmine, and they smell so good. They offer it on the altar. Um, and I would take those and like steep it in water and like wash my face with it. I love the way that smells. And then moving to like the U.S., well, one of the houses we stayed at had like a night blooming jasmine, so it was something special to me. Like that was not my favorite scent, but it was still like a really special time, in my life where like I looked forward to because I still enjoyed the smell. So I would go out there like, oh, it's getting dark. Like, yeah, you don't get to play in the sun, but you get to smell that jasmine. So there are like night blooming jasmine, and and then there's like what is it? The French jasmine. Is that called? I think that's the common name of it. It's actually more like a vine, and that's the one that's has more of a stronger smell actually. But I think they use that's the variety they use to extract and make perfume with it. That one is a bit strong for my taste, but from afar and at night when the air just smelled a little more crisp with that scent, it was nice. I really like fragrant flowers, obviously, because I also enjoy like herbs, things that smell really good. I have like a cola smelling herb, a root beer smelling herb, um, one that has like a creamy, sweeter honeydew smell, like, or one that smells like peach. I think sensory is a big part of like the experience, that I really enjoy. I grieved over a rosemary and a mugwort. Aw, I had a really huge rosemary too, and I had to move it so I can put one of the raised beds in, but that rosemary didn't make it. It was hard to. What kind of mugwort was it? Mugworts are beautiful plants. Mm, Tell them thank you. Oh, I know. Who else talks to their plants here? Like, all the bonding you do with them. Yeah, it is sad to see them go. And just, I think, just spending that little moment with them to, thank them, like to feel the appreciation, um, is a, good way to have closure. Yes, mulberry trees may be the best tree for the first time tree growers. I think I can agree with that. Yeah, it is a hardier tree and it grows fast because sometimes when you're new at things, it gets you more excited, right? When you can actually see it's like the instant gratification. And yeah, I think I agree. I've not seen sambac jasmine in person before. Does it have a similar? No, actually, it doesn't smell like the star jasmine. Have you ever had like jasmine tea smell, like jasmine green tea? That is the type of jasmine they use. It has a lighter scent, and I think it still has like a little more earth tone undertones, so that's why it goes so well with the tea, and it doesn't smell overwhelming. Because I think some jasmine has like a heavier scent, it's stronger, but this one has like a more lighter floral scent. I'm trying to see what's the best way to describe this because this type of jasmine in particular is really hard to actually capture that that smell, like of what you would smell from a fresh you get from a fresh flower. And for some reason, somehow, I guess tea leaves is the only way that we know is the best way to capture it. Like if you dry the tea or you cure it, if you infuse it properly, then the tea would really hold on to that smell of the jasmine as if you're smelling that fresh flower. Um, so like I have tried getting different types of essential oils with that particular like jasmine, the jasmine sambac, and it just didn't smell the same. Or soap or candles, it just didn't smell the same. So, ooh, it's kind of difficult to try to describe to you what this jasmine smells like. It definitely has a lighter scent to me. It doesn't smell overpowering. I have a video on jasmine. I think I did it like a couple years ago. You can look it up. You can see what that jasmine looks like. Um, I wish there's smell-o-vision. See, Emily, I have some cuttings I took from the mulberry. I felt like it was a late summer. I hope they had time to develop roots and will survive the winter. If you overwinter them, Uh, yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're getting cuttings, for like things like mulberries in the winter when they're not growing, the leaves would fall and all you think you just have like some twigs, but those buds would come to life, in spring. So hold on to it. So can jasmine handle super hot conditions? I planted one a few years ago in a very hot microclimate in my courtyard. Where am I? Ooh, yeah, 120 is a tough for especially the samba jasmine that we were talking about. There's a few jasmine, I forget the name, but I think they're more like the climbing variety. I've seen they use more in the sun and like in as a hedge. That type of jasmine would be better. I think they tolerate the heat a little better. Whereas the sambac jasmine, I find that it actually grows best. Like I'm in zone 10, so those ones grow best in the summer, like in part shade, like just away from afternoon sun. I have one growing like right outside by the kitchen window, so we can smell it really well when you're washing the dishes. The smell also starts to pick up, like seems to get stronger early morning and as it starts to cool down again. Good to catch live in your chicken boy. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, I think jasmine in general, I would say stay away from afternoon sun. Let's see, mugwort tea makes me Yeah, I heard about the lucid dream thing. Someone said like a Korean mugwort, but I haven't tried. It's so powerful before bedtime. Do you drink it strong? I'd like to try that. I forgot. I wanted to try that experiment actually about like the dreams with mugwort. And there's all kinds of mugwort. Like technically my cola mugwort, the mugwort that smells like cola, that plant is so hardy. But I don't know if that one would give me lucid dreams. I have a few different mugworts growing around here, so I'll have to test that out. Uh, yeah, dreams are fun. Do you guys dream in color? I'm just curious because I learned that not everyone dreams in color. See, okay, yes, I'm familiar with jasmine tea. Yeah, interesting. Must be very fresh. Yeah, it has a fresh smell. It just, yeah, it smells, it has like a fresher, lighter smell, but not super floral, if you know what I mean. Like, what the heck does that mean? Um, let's see. Star jasmine can be very potent and overwhelming sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think of. Like a lot of different jasmine, night blooming, and the star jasmine is kind of more good when you just kind of walk past it, but just staying and working in that space where that jasmine is very overwhelming for me. So that's why I really like that sambac jasmine. I just can't get enough of that smell. It's it's more like a very relaxing and uplifting. It just makes me like it helps with like say if you're some people like do meditation or do like breath works. I really feel like it helps like the right type of smell, with the smell that you really enjoy. I think it really helps to kind of open your respiratory. Like you just feel that you're taking deeper breaths, like fuller breaths. And with like that sambac jasmine, that's how it feels. It's like even if I'm taking like a sniff, like just inhaling the steam, gives me like a really relaxed, full, full inhale. Am I saying this correctly? I hope I'm describing this correctly. Uh, see, gotta go to bed. Wow, okay. Glad you got to catch up with us. I'm happy to see you. Simplified gardening. Where are you at? Bedtime already. Bedtime already. Okay, we're just gonna be here up to, I guess we'll do this till 4 o'clock my time, so we have about 15 more minutes. I think we should do the live. We'll try to keep it at like an hour and a half or something. But I'm happy to see new faces on here. See, Emily, I would make sure that the calmia layer still shows in the cuttings. Be yeah, before trying to root them. That's a good tip. I don't do that much, cuttings from trees, but I know mulberry is one of the easier ones to root, so it's really great. Um, in fact, I don't even remember if. And I'm back. And I'm back. Yeah, lucid dreams are quite fun. It used to happen to me a lot more often uh, than before, where you just feel like, you're just so aware. It almost feels like a video game. Like, do you guys get like repeats of dreams? Having like, I still have like the same dream over the years. It's crazy. So you try fresh cutting and make sure that you carved from off the bark in the lower inch or two in the cutting and take off the. Yeah, have you ever tried like grafting with this the thing they make for grafting, right? It's like a little round pot that opens up so that it can you can like put soil or moss or whatnot in there and help grafting. It makes it easier, and then like it's clear so you can see when the roots are growing out. Roses are actually pretty easy to graft too. And I actually have rooted roses just from water before. This is because you only want the cutting to concentrate on growing roots. That makes sense. Yeah. Good tip, Emily. Oh, you're in Marco's from London. You have international fans. Yay! Wow, it's quite cold there, isn't it? It's. And then what time does it get dark for you guys? Like 4 p.m. or something? I think for us it's about 4:30 is when the sun sets. So by 5 it's already yeah, it's pretty dark. We do change the time here. So do you guys do that in London or in the UK? Do you change time in the UK, Marco? Right on, you dream in color. That's so much more interesting. Like you still remember, like I still remember the dreams I had when I was a kid, you know, like so vividly. Quit smoking drugs. Wait. Oh, the quit smoking drugs. I'm currently on produce lucid dreams alternating in insomnia. Oh no, it's crazy. I'm growing valerian. That's something I haven't tried, but I don't have a issue with sleep. I think valerian does it like some people get knocked out with that, but also some may have lucid dreams from it. Is that valerian? Is that the one that also helps with lucid dreams? Some people swear by this herb for insomnia. This is because you only want the cutting to con. Oh, I'm reading backwards. I'm reading backwards. Am I a fluent Spanish speaker? Kitchen boy. Wait, chicken boy. I'm sorry. I wish I'm I wish I'm fluent in Spanish. I wish I know Spanish a little bit. I would love to learn Spanish. It is one of the more use. I think you can get around quite a lot if you know. Like I think like the languages like English, Chinese, and Spanish probably being the majority. Like globally, right? Like if you travel to South America or like Spain or it's just yeah. I should have I should have learned Spanish. Vietnamese is the one I'm really trying to get more fluent at. I started kind of learning how to read a little bit in Vietnamese, but I still need to get better at speaking. See, I believe I did that. We'll know for sure in spring. Good luck on your mulberry propagation. Wendy Duff said this a mugwort. Hey, Marco, mugwort is only like outside. It's only a few feet from me. I have various types. I can have like a mugwort buffet. All kinds I can select from. I have one that has like a very like I forget what it's called. Like it's almost like a sweet Annie or something. So it has a really sweet and kind of licorice scent. It's I like that one. It looks beautiful. It looks like a fern. I've never tried grafted yet. Okay. Well, good luck on that, Emily. At the moment, it's dark. It's 4 p.m. Yes, the clock has gone down. Oh, okay. Gone back. Yeah. I think for us was early November, so pretty close when our time changed. Yeah, that's the thing about when you live in colder places or some places a bit more north is you have to be okay. Like as long as you get past winter, you guys actually have really awesome like spring and summer, like growing wise. Like it actually is more similar to tropical weather, like especially in like the Midwest and the South in the US, or even I think more in the East certain areas, right? Like the regions, you get a little more humidity in the summer that we don't get here. So uh yeah, some of like a lot of the Asian produce and things really thrive in that kind of weather. See, okay. For insomnia and just relaxation, ashwagandha and skullcap is a great place to start. I tried ashwagandha before. I tried it in like a supplement form, and I had it in a supplement form. The first time I tried it, I don't know if it was a coincidence because it only happened to me that one time. The first time I tried it, I slept so well, and I think I usually sleep pretty well, but I slept like straight through till like really late in the day and felt really good. Like I didn't feel sleepy when I woke up. But I tried taking it again like a couple more times and it didn't happen. I also had the ashwagandha. I tried the berry, or was it the root? And I forgot what it smelled like. But my friend said it's supposed to smell like horse. And I didn't pick up horse from the ashwagandha. Um, is that what it means or something? I forgot. I had a conversation with my buddy, something about ashwagandha, and it said something like it's supposed to smell like horse, and that's what the word means horse or something. I don't know. That was a surprise for me. I know enough Vietnamese to order a tasty meal. That's how much Italian I know too. Hey, that's pretty important. Got to know how to order your food, where the bathroom is. I don't know, call for help, right? Yeah, I know those things. I just want to be able to speak more like conversations with, say, like a grower, like a farmer. I thought I spoke okay Vietnamese until I encountered something different. Like I was being interviewed by like a Vietnamese uh, network or something. They like this lady showed up at the Heirloom Expo one of the years, and she's like, "Oh, you're Vietnamese? Oh, great! Wow, do you wanna do the interview with Vietnamese?" I'm like, that was the part when I felt like my heart stopped. Like I can have okay normal conversations, but I don't quite connect the sentences well. Um, but it's funny because when I do speak it, I really try to get the tones and everything correctly. Like in whatever language I learn, I really try to pick up those words and like say them like how the locals would pronounce things. So they think I speak it well until like they have a deeper conversation with me, and I'm like, I cannot, like, that's all I know. And so that's when I realized like I can't get technical with that conversation. If you ask me like how big is my space, I'm growing a small space, growing vertically. I cannot have that kind of conversation. So that's what I need to learn if I want to, like, say if I went back and actually connect and like interview farmers, I need to get better at with my Vietnamese. Hi Rick. Hi. Let's see. Where are you coming from? Where are you from, Rick? The ashwagandha can cause liver complications? Mm, should be taken with caution. Good to know. And I think a lot of, I don't know how like Ayurvedic medicine works, but like traditional Chinese medicine, let's say, we don't just take like one thing. Usually we do like a blend of different herbs with the different energies or the different like warm, cold, or like just they just have to mix it all together to become that remedy. So if you take it by itself, it may not work as well or doesn't. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but like usually in Chinese medicine is we mix things together, and even the ones that when you read, like when you separate these ingredients and just look up the, I guess, the benefits or something about it, you're going to find a lot of things that they say it's toxic, but that's what they would use as like part of like, it's only like part of the recipe, you know? It can get complicated. Hi, Barry. I like that emoji. That's cool. Where do you guys find these emojis? Do you have to download them? I'm so not tech savvy. I only use the ones that like the the device comes with. See, I was a green grocer of a little spiky fruits. This looked. Wait, what? Rick says, just was at the green grocer. Oh, the little spiky fruit this looked. What's that fruit? Asia is quite wet and tropical. I wouldn't think the Mexico climate is compatible. You'll need help. You'll need to help them along. Yeah, but so Asia is experiencing a longer, I guess, wet season than normal. Lots of places are drying up. It's, I haven't checked in for the last couple of weeks, but the last time I heard, like, you know, some tropical storms were hitting like Philippines and parts of Vietnam. Usually the wet season would end already by like sometime in the fall. So it's dragging out, and just we're just experiencing more abnormal, more abnormal weather, I think globally. This thing is worldwide, so don't mess up. Yeah, for sure. So maybe more near Central America towards Amazon. I am lost in this conversation. Yeah, Rick's upside down in the future Australia. I feel like I'm lost in this conversation. Hey Mark, xin chào. I need to practice more Vietnamese before returning there, and it would be nice to speak more with non-English speaking people. Yeah, right? You really get more like deeper, more insightful conversations. And the thing is, you also have to, I guess, depends on where you go, because like it's very regional. The language, the accent, the tone is different. So if you're learning, like I learn mostly like Southern Vietnamese because I'm from the South. So when I go to like North, actually, I think they speak more proper, or the way they pronounce things just kind of looks more like how they would pronounce on paper. But they kind of speak that way too. And there's different terms they use. But then when you get to the central region, it sounds even more, it's even more difficult for me. Kitchen boy, chicken boy, chicken boy. I don't know why I keep saying kitchen. I'm sorry. Guyana has a wet tropical climate. I assume other countries near are similar. Yeah, don't they say that? Is it like diagonally across when you like draw a line at diagonally across on like the atlas, right? That's where like the very similar texture. That's where like the very similar climate is, kind of like us, and where like I guess the Mediterranean. I need a map to really try to picture this. Uh, but there's a lot of very similar weather right along that whole like parts of like South America, and in parts of like Asia, Southeast Asia. Maybe it's because I'm in a kitchen. Probably. Probably. What are your plans, you guys, today? Are you guys doing any like holiday shopping or anything like that? They speak English too. It is so helpful. See, that's the thing. I think the more deeper you go into like villages, it's when it gets more interesting, but that's also where there's fewer people that speaks English. Um, yeah, so that's kind of the challenging part about traveling. But that's also makes what makes it fun. Yes. So I am still trying to figure out, you guys, how this like thing goes. Like morning or evening, not evening. Yeah, like what do you guys think? What works better? I think I'm seeing, well, obviously new faces, different faces is uh, coming live at different times of the day. It's just I really wish I could be in the garden. It's just more restricted when it's later in the day. Um, yeah, it's just so many different noises and things going on out there. I even thought of maybe like taking you guys up on the roof, Uh, because you would understand why I want to grow up there when you see the location. It's just so sunny. Dr. Linda's page books were the references used by every health food store in the USA in the 1970s. You're welcome. Chicken boy. Like, try so hard not to say kitchen. See, about to go local Christmas tree lighting event. Oh my God, that's so sweet. And your daughter and your granddaughter, right? Oh, I really enjoyed doing Christmas walks when I used to like have like my dog. I would take her like every day. That was like our walk around the neighborhood to see all the Christmas lights. And I love Christmas music. Um, just doing less shopping kind of stuff these days, but like I enjoy the spirit of Christmas. Uh, but yeah, it's that's probably the nicest thing about it all because it's like so cold. Other than that, like God, it's it's winter. This is the time when I hibernate. It's the time when I wish I'm in Asia right now and just not be in a sweater. You gotta take us up on the roof. I know. Thank you for the encouragement, Enoch. Yeah, maybe next time. That'll be fun. You will understand. You will understand. And I'll kind of show you around what I mean by that. Like, it sounds really scary and crazy, but I think as long as you get yourself up there safely, like just carefully, slowly, mindfully climb up there, it's it's a flat roof. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to get at those few existing plants that's been like very sad here that they're just dying to find somewhere thriving to be. The only problem is when I'm away, I have to think of a watering system for like how to tend to it without anybody accessing it. Like maybe just I don't know, I have to send like like a hose or something up there with like an automatic like some sort of irrigation. Yeah. Otherwise it's going to be like shut down when I'm gone. Watching corny Christmas movies. Hey, I like them. I like corny. I think that's what the holiday's all about, For me at least. Is it a sight to see? Uh-oh, I don't know what kind of sight. Are we talking about Christmas lights or are we talking about the roof here? Oh yes, good call. I did order a bunch when they had a sale last year because I had this idea of using Oyas in as backups for like an irrigation. But maybe I can start with Oya for now. Yeah. Thank you for the reminder. I have some sitting in the garage. Duh. Make them useful. Run drip pipes up. Yeah, I think that's my question is can it actually the water pressure go all the way up like that? I'll have to test that out because I have issues getting it up to one of my uh, hanging baskets. Uh, hanging baskets. But I think that could also be that there's not enough water pressure because that one is in that same zone where the irrigation is kind of leading to a lot of other plants. Like it's reaching pretty far. So maybe that's why it's not getting enough pressure to water one of those. So if I have one that just goes up there, I'll have to test that out. Um, yeah, definitely some kind of automated irrigation and just put like a camera up there so I can check up on things, not, you know, not having the need to like climb up there all the time. If I enjoy so much, I might just camp out there, guys. Like, let's spend a night up there. Yeah, the rooftop is pretty high up. I don't think there's anybody with 3 stories around here, so us being on the roof, I can see quite far. Um, it's like quite a bit of smog, Otherwise, on a clear day, I wonder how far I can see. But the the fireworks show is phenomenal up there because you can see all around. There's no, like I said, there's no other buildings that are higher than mine. So there's no shade. There's just no shade in that garden. Up the garden. I said garden. I said garden. The roof. I guess I really want it to be a garden. Run a main ½ inch up and set up the roof on a zone. Yeah, I'll try that. That's what I was thinking. I hope that the ½ inch is going to have enough pressure to make it all the way up there. It's a 2 story. The roof is on the 2nd story. Anyway, if you guys have any ideas about this roof thing, please leave it in the comments below for me. Where do you where do I live? I'm in Southern California. Hi, Frank. So I'm in a very urban space. I can snoop into the neighbors' windows. But I won't because I have my plants to tend to. People would think you're waiting for Santa Ana. Oh, Santa, not Santa Ana. I thought you meant the Santa Ana winds. Um, Maybe I should set up a little Christmas decoration up there. No, I'm just gonna try to keep it simple, but that would be funny. I wonder how many people on the streets would see me up there. That's what I'm curious about. Santa and his sleigh. Um, so it's a flat platform. Yeah, it's flat. It has this much of it has maybe this much of a slope from like one end to the other. So it's pretty flat, just enough for the water to run off. Um, yeah, so it is really flat. Like I would feel safe, obviously not on the edge, but like in the middle, I would feel very comfortable doing cartwheels on there. Like it's it's that good amount of space and that flat. Like there's no problems. Obviously, I wouldn't run and jump up there. Just but yeah, it's a flat roof. Pressure the same, only volume changes. Oh, okay. So the one that doesn't get up the irrigation that couldn't water there was one of the zones the irrigation was able to water the hanging baskets, but sometimes it wouldn't water that basket. Like the pressure wouldn't go up to there until I turn off a lot of the emitters, then that hanging basket would get watered. So that uh-oh. My my gimbal thing died. That's why you guys fell. Yeah, so when I off the emitters, the that all right. Okay. Seems like it's time to say goodbye because this thing's wanting to go out. It's lagging still. I know. But I'm back. But I think I'm literally holding it now. It's Yeah, the gimbal tripod died. Anyway, well, we've been on for quite a while, you guys. It's always nice to see new faces, and I'm happy that some of you guys are able to make it from the daytime live. We are okay. You're five. I don't know what that means. 5 by 5. I don't know what that means. Holding the mic, holding the cam. It's definitely not a freehand operation, especially if you want to like climb a ladder. That's for sure. We've been in here for a while that my gimbal died, the battery. So that's why the phone suddenly just like dropped. Uh, new tripod. Yeah, I have quite a few different. I've tried out so many different kinds of camera gears and gadgets. Try to make it easier for myself because I mostly do a lot of the stuff by myself. So I'm trying to, and then with a small space, it's really hard to have like someone in it as well or help, and especially like someone bigger. It's only 18 inches wide, the walking space, and with plants growing over the space. So yeah, I try to get things that can like yeah, I try to get gears and stuff that can help me with stuff. Uh yeah. But anyway, you guys, oh my goodness, the sky, it is 4:13 and it's getting a little more gloomy. See the big pot off the stove and rest the camera against it. Thank you for the tips. But I was gonna. Hey guys, I think we should do this again. I think it's time to wrap this up. Low tech. Hey, that also works best sometimes when you thank you. Thank you, chicken boy. I'm trying really hard not to say kitchen. Yeah, it's not really like for show or anything in the kitchen because original plan was I literally had everything set up in the in and outside, and then neighbors starting blasting music, and then the dog started barking. I was like, uh oh, I gotta move everything in here, and yeah. Anyhow, yeah, we should do this again. Um, I got everything on full charge, but they don't last forever. All right, guys, have a good evening. I will yeah, I will keep check up on the community tab where I would keep you guys updated and stuff. If you're looking for some plants and stuff, or tea or plants for your garden friends, got the website up. If you guys, that's like the different ways that you can support the channel. And anyhow, it's just really fun to be able to talk to you guys on here and my sometimes low tech stuff. Good thing there's stabilizer on the phone. Thanks for joining, Adam. Thank you, you guys, coming all from Caribbean, UK, Mexico, different parts of the US. This is awesome. I love how international we are. It seems like I need well, I would like to learn more languages. But anyhow, thanks, Barry. Thank you so much, you guys. I'll keep you guys posted with updates. And if you want to see more like stuff, I've been posting more like food and my shorts on my travel stuff over at Wendy Unscripted, my other channel that I'm like working on building up. So check that out. Subscribe to it if you want to see more content outside of gardening. Check out that channel. Yeah, that's all I have for you, and I will keep you guys updated, especially about the roof. Share this live. Thank you, and sharing really, yeah, helps. So I appreciate it. Thanks, Frank. I'll see you guys. Have a good weekend. Bye, Enoch. Thanks. Thank you. Bye. Uh-oh. Thank you, Soup Can Killer. Thank you, everyone. Look forward to sending things out to you guys and seeing you guys in the next chat. Bye. Tea would be great for the winter. I'm trying to like turn this thing off. You would love the tea if you try it. I'm trying to see the last bits. Glee something. Glitzy Geese. Hi, Glitzy Geese. Hi, Solomon. Ooh, that's a cool name. Solomon Cruz. No, I'm seeing new faces. You guys, what am I gonna do? Do I end the stream? I feel bad when I see new faces. I feel bad for leaving. This thing is dying on me though. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Maybe just 5 more minutes? Because I see new faces and I feel really bad like you guys are here. Um, I mean, I enjoy this too, you know? Yeah. Anyway, what are we going to talk about for the 5 minutes? We will return, you return Wendy to back to Wendyland. You know, I could actually clip this thing this whole time. It's just I somehow thought I can pick up better audio. I think it's still okay. Now I can have my tea. I had mulberry tea this morning and now I'm having this ashitaba tea. Preparing your mugwort tea. The chat thing disappears on the live screen really quickly, so I need to look over this. Prepping your tea for crazy dreams. I was such a dreamer growing up. Like, I have actually had really crazy dreams. Should I tell you some of my crazy dreams next time? You guys ever had dreams that like actually come true? Or that you feel like, you know, like you've tapped into the spirit world? That I've had I've had a few of those, but there's one in particular that really gave me goosebumps every time I shared that story. I feel like I should share that story on Halloween, but that would be like next October. Cold tea or hot tea? Well, the tea was hot, meant to be hot, but it's now cold, but it's all right. That's still good. I'm really surprised how sweet this is, seriously. Like, it tastes like I had I put a little bit of honey in here, but I didn't. So, surprised. Deja vu, definitely. I had really crazy deja vu dreams that, like, I felt haunted, you know, when that happened. Anyway, let's see, what else other garden projects I got? Got the parkway, I'm so excited I get to slowly load up a little bit, you know, a few things. The roof guy, the expert, you know, like he recommended I put a tarp down. And then I do have like some drain tray things that actually would plug directly to, like, it would fit with the PVC pipe. So maybe I can have that guide directly like to the gutter, like the water. Yeah, there's like different ways to go about. I still gotta plant up the green stock. The green stock's been having crazy good sales. If you guys are looking for like small space kind of vertical gardening, they've been having really great sales. So the vertical planter, I moved one of them to the front right, I just talked about, and then I picked up this like really beautiful fragrant flowers. I think they're called like vintage stock or something. Those flowers are so beautiful and they smell good. Apparently they're edible. So I got this like really pretty like pink lavender lilac, more like towards pink though. It's really muted pink, so beautiful. I planted those up and the bees are already loving it. I got some, I guess the really cheerful flowers for me in the winter are violas and pansies. And I saw that apparently they actually make a pretty good dye, like to color your water, or you can freeze these water like ice, You know, and pansies and violas are great because they have all kinds of colors, right? These flowers. So I'm really excited to try that because they actually have a little bit more like wintergreen scent, which I really love. So yeah, I'm excited to have these sort of edible flowers in the winter. Something nice for the gloomy season. And yeah, and gardening is definitely my main. I don't want to say no, it's not my main. It depends on what kind of projects I take on. It could definitely be a workout. Um, yeah. See, am I missing any guys? Yeah. Anyhow, you guys, I think we should catch up another time. Are you guys running out of things to say? Anyway. Well, it's time. It's probably pretty close to time for dinner, or maybe grab a dessert. I'm gonna stop by my friend's place and pick up some dessert or something. Um, and good night. Good, vivid, lucid dreams. Enjoy your herbal teas. So, what attracts you most to the color or the scent? I think I would choose scent over color because I really I'm a very like I love like like smells can make me feel nauseous or like really wow me. So yeah, scent first, then color. But both is even better. Anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. It was so much fun. We'll have to do this again. I will keep you guys posted with anything on the community tab. Chicken boy. I always have to think like it says chicken, not kitchen. Say chicken. So, yeah. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you're at, but stay safe.